news. It is I, Marie Antoinette. And today, we're going to talk about The Devil Wears Balenciaga. Ooh. The Devil Wears Balenciaga it's an all-star cast. There are so many stars in this movie, like you don't even understand. Okay, there is Anne Hathaway. She is Shakespeare's wife. Okay, I don't know how she looks as good as she does, but I want all her booty secrets. Okay, and then we have the eponymous Meryl Streep. Hey baby, delicious, absolutely delicious. How is she? She's just Meryl Streep, like, wow. Like, she just walks around existing or something, you know? Like, how grateful are you that you live in the same era that Meryl Streep breathes air? Okay, anyway, we also have Lady Gaga. She plays a Mini Pants McGee, and that is just not like her. Be best, Lady Gaga. Be best, okay? And then we have Emily Blunt. She was not very blunt in this movie, okay? So now you know. There was also Simone Ashley. Hello, she was just new boot goofing, you know. She was just doing her thing. And then we have Tracy Thoms, who you might know from Rent. She's been in all the Rents. Like, if you've seen Rent, you know who Tracy Thoms is. And if you don't, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so we also have the delicious, sweet cutie pie, Stelly Tucci, in Gucci. I don't know if he was wearing Gucci. I don't really know fashion. I have servants who make my fashion, so I don't quite understand this whole fashion empire thing, but whatever. If it works for you, baby, it works for you. Anywho, and then we have Lucy Liu from Charlie's Angels. If you don't know who Lucy Liu is, what's wrong with you? You should know Lucy Liu. Anyway, so the movie Devil Wears Balenciaga Part 2. That is, it is a movie that picks up 20 years later from the original, okay? And a lot has happened. Little Andy has gotten her sweet journalism job that she's accepting an award for. And Meryl Streep is supporting, she's still working at the magazine. And unfortunately, she featured a fashion brand that they had child workers. What's that about? I don't know. But so Andy, she kind of lets loose, and everyone finds out about Meryl Streep's scandal. So they end up working together again because Andy, with her journalism career, she can help make the magazine feel more legit, as the kids say, too legit to quit. Hey. But so she starts working with Meryl Streep again, Miranda Priestley, and she doesn't remember Andy. But why wouldn't she remember her? It was sad. So then, you know, a lot of stuff happens. But let's talk about story development, okay? Baby, you need to put money in story development, okay? You can't make a movie if you don't develop the story, okay? You gotta develop it, you gotta develop it again, you gotta write it, you gotta rewrite it. Writing is rewriting. Someone said that once, and I believe it, because this was not rewritten enough, okay? And it was there, you know, overall it was nice. It was like you know, everybody has that old blanket It's worn out. It's made out of toxic fibers that are probably flammable. And, you probably should give it away or, burn it. Maybe not burn it. It's toxic. Don't burn toxic things. But, it's a blanket you should have gotten rid of. But you still curl up with it and watch TV every night. And you're probably getting microplastics from it or something. But, so I get it. I feel like Devil Wears Balenciaga Part 2 is kind of like that toxic blanket, okay? You love it, but it's really not ideal, okay? So, um, Andy has this romantic relationship that is like skinny and thin and just kind of underdeveloped. And it felt like there was no build up. They go on a date. They don't even have like a fake kiss. There's always that moment where uh they're looking at each other, the two lovers, and they're like, oh, we would like to kiss right now, but they don't kiss. And then later on, when they kiss, the tension is released and it's so beautiful and delicious and I love it. This didn't have a fake out kiss, at least not one that I saw. I was very drunk during this film, but that's not the point. Also, I did not really appreciate the fashion, okay? I'm sure that fashion people, they like this fashion, but this was not the fashion for me, okay? It was. It felt like it was off the rack, to be blunt. Except for that hideous jacket that Miranda wore with like the graduation tassels on it. Like, how many graduate students did you have to kill to make that jacket? I don't know. Anywho, so all of that being said, I did enjoy kind of the beautiful. I saw this in the theater because I love the movie theater. And it was so wonderful to see on the big screen. It had these beautiful cityscapes, very lovely. There was a lot of luxury. There was a lot of, glitz and glam. And it was fun to see Lady Gaga and a bunch of the cameos that are in there. I couldn't even tell you who all the cameos are. But, overall, I was I needed this movie, okay? So it was almost like, that you really want a gourmet brownie with like handmade chocolate chips from San Francisco or something, or Belgium, and instead you got kind of a gas station brownie with you know, a really bad coffee. So, yeah, overall, I would say yes, this kind of made me feel better watching it. It was kind of comforting, but it was also very annoying that it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. It wasn't sophisticated enough, It felt like kind of grade schoolers version of fashion, and we're not in, it's not the 90s anymore, baby. When was this film? This was the original movie, I think, was set in the early 2000s, so we're not there anymore. Lots of things have changed and it didn't feel like the story caught up to that. So, as you know, I have a very special rating system for the movies that I review. You either get a cute little fluffy pink sheep, which means, yeah, it's okay, or yeah, it's fine. Or you get the guillotine, when I don't like it at all. Or if you really just knock my socks off, you get champagne. Unfortunately, The Devil Wears Balenciaga Part 2 is a cute little fluffy pink sheep. Because you did hit me in my nostalgia bone, okay? My nostalgia bone was hit, but I was looking for champagne, baby. Maybe you'll redeem yourself with the third one. I look forward to your trying.